Well, hello! Welcome to lesson 2.5, where we're going to be talking about something called arrays. Now, arrays are a type of data that can be stored in JavaScript. Right now, what we've learned how to store in JavaScript are numbers and strings. Those are words, right? So what we have now is, it look like this. So I would say like let person equal me. If I want to add another person, I'd do like let person 2 equal you. If I want to do another person, let person 3 equal us. That makes, yeah, they. So you can see that this is kind of okay to just keep building variables if we have a few people. But imagine you have Instagram and you have, a billion users. It would get really tiresome to create a new variable for each one. What they would do is they would build a list, right? They would just have a list with all the people in it. And that makes life a lot easier. And using an array, what we're going to do today is build one of my favorite 90s toys again. This is becoming a theme. We're going to make a magic 8-ball. So just to show you where we're at, this is our magic 8-ball. And just so maybe you don't know what a magic 8-ball is because, you didn't encounter these in your childhood because you weren't in the 90s. What it is it's a ball that has like this little triangle thing that when you shake it, it gives you an answer to your yes or no questions. And most of the life decisions I've made in my life were done with the magic 8-ball. That's how it's all worked out. So what we're going to do is make a digital version of that where you could shake the magic 8-ball and get an answer to your question. All right, so this is your magic 8-ball. We can ask it a question like, will I live to 120? And what I want is when I click this button, it gives me an answer to my question. So I click it, it shakes, and answer pops up. Now obviously the answer doesn't pop up because that's what we're going to make today. So let's go back and let's talk about how lists are going to help us on this. Now if we were to make our magic 8-ball have different answers, what we probably want to do is make like, what are the possible answers? So we can be like, let answer 1 equal yes, let answer 2 equal no, and let answer. And this is going to get really tiresome really quickly because, you want about 10 to 20 answers, and having all these variables just gets like too robust and it's really gross, and why would you want to do it that way? So what we'd want to do is just build a list of all the answers. So instead of having these strings, what I'll do is just go like this. Let answers equals brackets. This is how you create an array. You just put these brackets here, and that tells the computer this is an array, aka list. And you could put as many different items in here as you'd like. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all our possible magic 8-balls into this list. All right. So in the brackets, the first thing I'm going to write is yes. That would be my first possible answer. The second one, we could say no. The third one, maybe. You notice how I'm just separating these by commas? And so now I have an array. Right? And inside of my array, keep in mind that this is the same thing, I just have my variable. The variable stores an array inside of it. Inside my array, I have 3 items, yes, no, and maybe. And let's console log that. So I'm going to console log answers, and if I press run, hopefully my big old face isn't blocking what it says here, but you see it says yes, no, maybe. You see, can I point to that? Look, yes, no, and maybe. Now, what we're going to want to start doing is accessing like one of these answers at a time. So the way an array works, if you want to access different items, is that you have to know the index of that item. The index is the position. The only funny thing about about arrays is that indexes start counting from 0. So even though there's 3 items in this array, you would start counting from 0. So this is item 0, this is item 1, and this is item 2. So if I were to access yes, I would put answers, and then to access the specific one, I put brackets right after it, and put 0. And look what happens when I press run. Yes pops up. If I wanted to do no, I would do 1, right? Because it's 0, 1. And now I got no. And if I want to do maybe, I would do 2. Maybe. All right? So this is an array. Remember, it's just brackets, and you put different items separated by commas, all right? And to access each one, you just say the variable name, in this case it's answers, brackets, and then the index or the position of that item. I know that sounds like a lot, but remember, just start counting from 0 and you can access what you want. That's the key here. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to, okay, let's go back to console logging answers and let's like add like a bunch of different answers. Like in a Magic 8 Ball, some of them were like not clear, ask again later, no way, that, no way, the likely, I'm just putting a bunch here, likelihood is good in your favor. We could say not likely, ask your mom, and let's put one more here, try again, oh no, we already did that one, the forecast looks good. Okay, so that's it. Those are my answers. Now just to check how many things are in there, what I would do is actually do this. I'd say answers.length, and if I put a dot length at the end of this, you'll see that this tells me how many answers I have here. So look here, I have 10 answers. Perfect. So there's 10, and I'll just say it again. All you have to say is dot length, and that tells you the length of your array. All right, now that we've created our array, we have to access each one of these items when we click the button. So I click button, I want like a new one to pop up. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. And the first way we're going to do it is like we'll just like go through the array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say like let count equals 0, right? And that will just be like that will keep track of like where in the count, like where in which index do I want to access. And what I could do is this. So when they click, I'm going to say alert. Check this out. This is the interesting part. I'm going to say answers. And here I'm going to put count, right? So whatever the count is, it will go to this list of answers and it'll give me whatever the count is. So check this out. I'll press play. Let's see how this works out. Check it out. I ask my Magic 8 Ball. Yes. Now if you look back here, yes is at position 0, right? So since count is 0, it gives me 0. Okay. Let's say I do it again. Yes. Now the problem is it's not increasing the count, right? It's just giving me the same answer each time. So what I'd like to do is increase the count after I press the button. So I'm going to alert the user and then increase the count by 1, do plus equals 1, and now check this out. So when I press it, yes, that's at index 0. Yes, that's at index 1. In fact, yeah, this will be a good way of doing this. Console.log count, console.log answers. So check this out. We'll look in here just to make it a little bit more clear what's going on behind the hood. So when I press Ask Magic 8 Ball, you see I'm at count 0, so it goes to yes. If I press it again, I'm at index 1, so it goes to no. If I do Ask 3, it goes to right. So that's the third time I click it. That means the count's at 2. It says maybe. And so on and so forth. And I could keep asking for my answers. Now this is kind of against the whole idea of a Magic 8 Ball because you'll always get the same sequence of answers, which isn't very interesting. You might use this once and notice that it's the same pattern. So what I'd like to show you also is how to make a random answer appear. And this is very easy using arrays. So what we're going to do is first start by generating a random number. So I'm going to say let random number. Let's just say let random. Yeah, let random equal. And this is how you create a random number. You just say math dot random. All right, and that will give you a random number between 0 and 1. So I just want to show you real quick how this works. Console.log random. Watch what happens. I get like 0.9. And it'll just keep giving me random numbers each time I click it. Now what we want to do to kind of make this a little bit more interesting is we want to make it select a number between 0 and how many things we have here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say math.random times the length of our array, which is answers.length. All right. So now when we do this, you'll see that we get a number that's somewhere between 0 and 10. So if I press that, I get 2.9. I'll press it again. And that's because I'm always multiplying by 10. So whatever random number between 0 and 1 I get, I multiply by 10. So math.random, remember, gives you a number between 0 and 1. And I'm multiplying it by the length of the array. So at least like it never goes over how long the array is, because we don't want to like access the 11th item. That would give us an error because there is no 11th. And then finally, we have to round this, because you'll see here that it keeps like going, like it's a decimal, which we can't use because, you know, the index is 0, 0, 1, 2, or 3. So we're going to round this by doing math.floor. Let me just put this in here and check it out. Now I'm getting a random number each time. Now keep in mind that it's still doing it the old way, so we're going to replace count with random. We can take out our count from before. That's kind of useless now. If you like it that way, that's fine. And so now let's console log random, and let's console.log answers, and let's see how this is working. All right, ask Magic 8-Ball. Oh, sorry, let's reload. Check it out. Ask Magic 8-Ball. First one was index 0. Yes, perfect. This one was 7. If you look, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not likely. Ask it again. Let's see, this one was 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is now a perfectly working Magic 8-Ball. Nice. Ask your mom. Oh, that hurts. Nice. Also, this is kind of annoying me, but like when I click this, you'll see that after it shakes, it's got to shake before. Now, call me crazy, but I just want this to work, okay? So let me see what happens if I just move this. Put that. I'm going to put that in this set timeout. Let's see if that makes things a little bit better. Yeah, it shakes. And then, yeah. Yeah. We got ourselves a Magic 8-Ball. That is cool. I'm loving it. All right, that is our lesson for today. We've made ourselves our digital Magic 8-Ball. Feel free to ask me any questions to get some advice. That's all. Bye.